All right, guys, we're back with more comments. We had so many from the last video. This is part 2. We're just going to keep going with it. We enjoy doing this so much, and we're also planning on doing more Raised by Wolves material in the future. So, yes. Oh, and by the way, we have some samples in. Just go to asart.space. That's where the links will be when they're available. I think they might be available now, but if not, subscribe to our channel because we'll be posting, we'll be doing videos. We might even just do a special video just letting you guys know that this cool art project is completed, and we're super excited.
Welcome back to AsArt with Nick and John. So we're going to be talking about more comments like Nick said, but just some ideas on other stuff we've been covering. If you like science fiction like Raised by Wolves, definitely check out Severance on Apple TV+. Nick and I have caught up on season 1. By the time you listen to this, season 1 might be over, which means you get to binge the whole thing, which is even better. Definitely go check that out. That's a lot of thought-provoking questions, hardcore science fiction, different type of science fiction, but really, really good content. Definitely check it out. Really, really fun. And by the way, even though it's Apple TV+, I didn't know this, you can watch it on any device. Like if you have Xbox, PlayStation, any, your phone, whatever, you can watch Apple TV+ on all those devices, not Apple-only devices. All right, so Benjamin Griffin writes, they kept mentioning the fact that robots don't die, they only break down. If Seven's brain was a dark photon processor, then couldn't they put Seven's brain in a new body? This would make Seven, it's supposed to be Achilles, but as a story in reverse. And what if Lamia has a conversation with him in The Sim in season 3? So I might be misunderstanding this, so you can comment and correct me on this, but what if Lamia has a conversation with him maybe that's The Sim?
Maybe that's The Sim? No, I don't. But I like where you're going with this comment, though, because we don't know where the brain core is to number 7, right? What if it's in a place where it could be connected to, oh my gosh, hit the mic. It could be connected to Mother where she can have a conversation with 7.
Well, 7 is a little bit tricky because 7 is part biological, part android, right?
But
so
humans use those pods. Remember the humans were in the pod.
No, I know, but I mean, that being said, 7 might be dead. Like, I don't think 7 exists only on a chip. Like 7.
Oh, maybe, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. That's the only thing where I'm saying, like, if there's just a chip in there, cool, we can plug it in somewhere else. But they went out of their way to say 7's part biological, part, kind of technical android.
Maybe it just needs some milk.
Android. That's all 7 wanted to begin with. Mom, I want some more mother's milk. Come on, yeah. All right.
That's when he knocked her out. He's like, milk.
Yeah, milk. Mom, meatloaf.
Meatloaf, Mom. Bring the meatloaf.
All right, so Adam Chavez. Y'all know there was a tarot card from season 1 that showed someone hanging upside down, like Marcus ended up in season 2, right? Wrong. I did not know that. I did not remember that.
I think I do remember that. And when I was going back getting screenshots for our videos and stuff like that, there was tons of drawings in Mother's dome tent in season 1. Remember how they were like, she's like, who put the drawings in here? And we thought it was like Talia bringing the drawings in or something like that.
Did we ever find out where they came from? Or no?
I think Talia was putting them in, the little girl. Or maybe someone with the voice was being controlled by the voice to do these actions or something like that to put the drawings up on the wall. But I kind of really want to go back and look at the freeze frames of the drawings because I wonder, because like there was the painting in the flashback with the upside down apostle, like, getting. So I'm just like, what the heck? What if the whole story's on the wall already?
I just love the idea.
There might be one of a flying snake in the sky.
I just love the idea that they've thought this through enough that they give nods to things way earlier, even if it's minor. It's like, hey, you know what? We put this here, and this is being referenced elsewhere in the story. I just like the idea of that, and it's cool. Like, I did not remember that at all. In fact, there's a lot from season 1.
I know.
Especially the details. Like the paintings on the walls, that was there for one shot. It wasn't specific, super important to the story. I love that you guys remember that stuff and you mention it. Like, this is great, Adam, that you mentioned that. The people that mentioned, the painting on the wall of the tree and the upside down stuff there. Like, that stuff is great for us to know. And it just goes to show, like, the nice, wonderful planning that goes into this.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great stuff.
Makes for fun television.
Yeah.
Or
makes for
fun
really
streaming.
All right. So Jodian Pinkney I'm so excited for his Dark Materials. Happy you guys will be covering it. Yeah, his Dark Materials has
Such a
been one
good
of the favorite shows for us on here.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if Nick had to talk me into that show or not.
I might have been like, John, I think you'll like it, kind of thing, and
Yeah,
you're like,
I don't
know,
remember
it's
if
a
I
kid's
was
story.
I resistant? I can't remember if I was resistant to it or not. But
we try to be picky because we've watched some bad stuff, and if we're scarred by some of the bad stuff. Space Jam.
Yeah,
But
Nick is a little bit more open to like, hey, if the worst thing I have to do is watch a show and talk about it, that's not a bad deal, because different preferences are fine. Like that's why I have so much content. But as far as like what ideally Nick and I are both excited.
I'm a big fan of the book.
Yeah. And so Nick had already read. Had you already read the books?
Before, because I got excited about it, and I remember watching the movie that Rhythm and Hughes did. And then I read the books after reading Harry Potter, because a lot of people, because I read Harry Potter and was like, this is so cool. There's so much more details in the books. People are like, oh, if you like Harry Potter, you'll like His Dark Materials. I'm like, His Dark Materials, and then I found out it's the Golden Compass, but it's great. But the VFX, HBO Max, when it comes to quality of entertainment, I mean, almost everything they put their hands on, it looks so good. But the VFX of the demon, oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. And the way the demon changes to different animals and stuff like that, and the way the lip syncing done, it's done so good. Like I was just like, we were just so amazed, like the bear fight scene, and then season 2 with the specters, with the smoke and all that stuff. But spoilers, just in case you haven't watched it, highly recommend you get on the train now, because season 3 is coming out.
So
my battery's just exhausted. 1 second.
A few moments later.
Yeah, you know what? Season 3 we're really looking forward to. But the cool thing is, if you guys haven't watched it yet, you get to just binge 2 seasons, which is great. And Nick and expert Kyle, they've read the books and they love the books. That's something I might do before we get to season 3. But there's a lot of great content. We did cover them on here. We did supplemental stuff. Kyle did some really cool extra stuff as well. We've done deep dives on kind of supplemental topics. So check out that stuff if you want. But definitely, even if you don't watch our content, it's just great material. So definitely check the stuff out. But yeah, Jody, and thank you for mentioning that. All right, so Keen James. Grandmother scratched up the cave because it was full of drawings. Oh, so Keen was thinking she scratched up the cave to get rid of the drawings so people would not see them. Yeah. No, I like that.
She's like, I should have did this in pencil.
Well, I mean, if she's the one who drew it, but just the whole overall. Come on, Nick. But the whole idea that, hey, I don't want other people to see this. That's a cool concept. I wouldn't have thought that. Something that I don't think Nick had thought of either.
No.
So Dante, the fruit is going to prevent people from devolving. I think Soul is literally a sentient sun, and the plane around it is an artificial Dyson sphere. I'm not familiar with Dyson spheres.
Me, but you're probably right, because that's beyond any of my comprehension.
Yeah, so I mean, that's one of the big questions is, what is the effects of the fruit? And, Marcus had said a number of times, and obviously he's kind of a fanatic, but he's saying, hey, the fruit will clear your mind, will fix your mind, will repair whatever harm has been done to you.
But he was also speaking nonsense, though, right?
Yes, he was also speaking. But you would, if there is any truth to that, you would think that would protect you from doing.
Where is he now? He's hanging upside down.
Yeah,
where did that get him?
Bleeding on someone, ew. But bleeding on someone, I like that, Nick. But I mean, you know what? You would imagine there's going to be a payoff for the fruit, aside from maybe it was just the serpent. That's the payoff. Everybody else, we're just like, what's it going to do to him? Oh, nothing. The whole payoff was the serpent. But if there is something else, all we've known so far is there's something going on with the baby and there's something going on with Campion.
Yeah.
Neither one of them have eaten the fruit, and it was shown that Campion on his own made sure not to eat the fruit. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll find out pretty quick, but that is definitely an interesting point. And then I think Soul is literally a sentient sun, and the plane around it is an artificial Dyson sphere. I mean,
could be.
Who knows how something that big, as far as the entity that it could communicate all over the planet, aside from certain zones.
It could be a hive mind thing too. The planets in his solar system or whatever.
And then there's again the whole idea: Where did Sue go? Did Sue die when the serpent, ate it up? Or was the signal fading because she was dying and that's why the heartbeat was getting slower? Or was it being absorbed into the entity or, going somewhere else? So that's all something that hopefully we get some answers to.
Burn me, my friend. All right.
All right. So I like this name, Violent Vegan.
Yes.
In the after show thing, they confirmed that the being/entity is stuck in the core of the planet. One of the VFX guys clearly said the being at the center of the planet wants to escape. He was responsible for creating the visuals for the core, so it's clear he gave away more than he was supposed to. I mean, I wouldn't say more than he was. Yeah, I don't want to say more than he was supposed to, just because they would just cut it out if they didn't want it to be mentioned. But at the same time,
through the cracks sometimes.
Yeah, but it's just telling you like, hey, there is a being of some sort. It doesn't have to be a physical being, but it's at the center of the planet. And it wants to escape. And it's just fun that we have a little bit more confirmation on this. It's cool that we live in an era to where not everything has to be delivered in the show. I think it's cleaner and better storytelling if you don't have to rely on things outside the show. But at the same time, it's not like we had to go, in very abstract places to find this out. It's like, 20 threads in on Reddit, we found, the creator posted this here. It's like, no, it's like, write stuff right after the episode. Yeah, so that's interesting. All right, so Kamar7779, yes, I think the symbol is definitely the core. So Nick's theory, if you guys don't remember, was you see the soul sun, and Nick was like, what if that's not the sun? What if it's that the planet core and that's the flames coming on? We just don't see it as the core because we're so zoomed in when we flew through that at the end of episode.
And it's red too in a lot of the paintings.
Yeah, and if we zoom out, then we see that is actually the core. So I love that theory of the Nick, and Kamar is kind of yeah. Thank you to all of you as well, agreeing with Nick. You're pumping up his ego and his confidence.
I finally got one right. Maybe we'll see next season. Probably not.
I finally got one right. I like Nick said. I finally got one right. We'll see. All right. So yes, I think the symbol is definitely the core. Grandmother's processor, her core, is a gold sphere held up to her skull by 6 segments of android connective tissue. You can clearly see when Vita picks it up in the cave with father in episode 1. Oh, that's kind of interesting.
It's kind of like the rays and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, we see that symbol a lot, right? We even saw it with number 7 with like the tentacles coming out, when he got his upgrade.
Yeah.
We're starting to see the symbol more and more. We see it in the little gaming chip. It's like the same kind of symbol, and it's going to be a very strong symbol coming up for sure. I mean, it's going to play a big part, hopefully. Unless they drop it and they change it to like a half moon shape or something. But it would be so sad.
All right, so we have FM Aries. Totally not happening, but what would be hilarious, Markin descending on Lucius and swallowing Lucius like Seven swallowed the tree. You know what?
I want to see it.
He made him wear the helmet. He's already bleeding on him. He might as well just, go the extra. I don't know if that's the extra
why not?
mile. I don't know.
They had a robot there without a head for VFX for no reason. I mean, let's just see this though. Let's just throw that into the budget.
Yeah, that robot's never been used for anything, huh? Like I thought that robot was going to be used for something.
For the bird.
It hasn't been used yet. Yeah, or the bird, the mind control, or
no, I meant he flipped off. He flipped off father.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I wish they did something with the chip too. I mean, I was hoping for
maybe they will.
Chip.
I mean,
what if Mother
we've had stuff come back.
Wakes up the crow when she's in her thing, the crow comes in like tick, 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 tick. It's like knocking on the glass to get her out.
It's all out of sync. It's like
I know.
All right,
Father's
so
like, there's something wrong with that bird.
There's something wrong with that bird, champion. All right, so John Dosev. My theory is that Soul is an AI or organized group of technologically advanced humanoids. Soul may be attempting to aid the human colonists. The storytellers have deliberately given characteristics commonly, it says assaulted, but I think it's associated with the devil to throw the audiences off. Soul has created a tree of life that produces fruit to vaccinate the colonists against evolving into the humanoid sea creatures. Campion did not eat the tree's fruit and started showing signs of de-evolution. Yeah, and again, this is, especially that last sentence, is a little bit of assumption, but I think it's a fair assumption.
There's facts to it, though, so far. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, technically, Paul, maybe because of the transformation he went through, he might be immune to de-evolving now, because that's why Sue sacrificed herself, so he can remember. It was like a trade, right? He's like, okay, I'll save him, so maybe he's safe for now. I mean,
Yeah.
like he has some kind of protection, but
Mhm.
but like Hunter, I don't think Hunter ate the fruit. Hunter, we know the baby didn't. There's just still a good handful of people that might have not have eaten the fruit.
Yeah.
Lucius hasn't eaten it, so we'll be interesting to see what happens with
Yeah.
him in season 3. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
And you know what? I like the idea that Soul might not be a bad guy, and that's something they've definitely gotten across in the series. Is like, hey, there's all shades of gray here. Yeah, Soul, whatever the entity is, the being is, may be trapped and wants out, but that doesn't mean it's inherently a bad thing.
Gosh, John. Okay, you got to read his Dark Materials, man. The third book is gonna be so good, John. I really want you to
Do
read
not
it.
spoil
I'm
that.
not.
I'm so
holding
excited.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But if you guys read his Dark Materials, think of the end in the glass crystal box. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's see. All right. The evolution. All right, let's see. So, last but not least, we have Sama-san. I think Marcus is still technically alive, but he will be a puppet for the entity. I don't think he's in control anymore. Yeah. I think the video game is clearly meant to devolve the human brain. The children seemed hypnotized by it, and Grandma said it would protect them from the entity. She meant it would make them too stupid to hear Soul's signal. LOL. Yeah, you know what?
That pissed John off, by the way.
Oh,
The
yeah,
gamey
the
thing.
game stuff. It annoyed me slightly. I maybe played it up a little bit. But, yeah, you know what? The big question, I think, Sam, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, is Marcus still himself? He's a big enough character to where I think they wouldn't want him to go away, but Sue is a pretty big character, equally so, and the assumption is she's gone. So, and I do like the stakes, like, hey, we might lose major characters. I do like that. And so if Marcus is exiting the show, you know what? I don't know if that's a good enough way to go out. But
we love Sue so much, we're gonna keep her forever.
That's right. Yeah.
We made a shirt to dedicate to Sue.
But yeah, it would make sense that he's not in control for a while, because he had that whole argument with grandmother for a while. She's like, once you're all fertile again, you're going to be, subject to being kind of used as a pawn again. So it would make sense that he's not going to be himself for a while. But I think eventually we'll get back Marcus.
That eerie quote from grandmother, when it's not done with you yet, or whatever. Or,
yeah. Why did you say it like Darth Sidious? It's not done with you yet, Jedi.
Imagine if she just went like with a lightning bolt.
All right, let's see, and then let's look at this last section again. So I think the video game is clearly meant to devolve the human brain. The children seem hypnotized by it, and Grandma said it would protect them from the entity. She meant it would make them too stupid to hear. Yeah, you know what? I like that she's not completely always lying for the most part. She's just telling it her version of how her programming is interpreting it. I completely like that. I think that's fun.
Yeah, it's a good old
I think
Tyrion Lannister.
So I think everybody, for the most part, is agreeing at this point that I think they're setting them up to be devolved, with grandmother's video game and whatever else funk is going on. They're definitely going that route, partially because of the video game. Because otherwise, why would she go through the effort of handing them all out, and having them in lockdown with that? Yeah,
lockdown playing video games. Sound familiar?
That's right.
I love the eyebrow raise. You're like, yeah. Don't go there, Nick.
All right, guys. So again, really, really fun. We're going to keep this conversation going over the long haul. So please let us know your comments and thoughts down below, because we're going to be reading through them, and we'll continue to piggyback off those and put together more videos.
Yeah,
again,
we definitely want
to.
The
community conversation is the biggest thing of this. And again, if you look back, if you haven't watched, the episode reviews and the comment videos, you guys got pretty much all the major beats of the show.
Yeah.
At least some of you, got them as you're going through. So the stuff you guys are throwing out is probably going to be in season 3, somewhat as well.
Yeah, and
so
maybe
really,
even
really
going
fun to have the
forward,
conversation.
it might be good to do like topic videos. So maybe even
sure.
comment down below if you're still watching. Thank you for still watching, by the way. That's awesome. You're still here. But maybe comment down below like different topics for us to like break down. So it's not like we're jumping all over the place, because we did get those comments a couple of times like we are jumping, but it's like I guess maybe it's the way we're organizing our comments and stuff, because we're just, when we see a comment, we get so many, we just try to put them in our Discord and we try to organize it. But maybe some topics for us to go off is like, let's just talk about the tree, or let's just talk about number 7, or let's just talk about the video game. Then that might be a fun launching point to get us prepped and ready for season 3.
Yeah. So you guys, let us know down below your thoughts on season 2 as a whole, flashbacks to season 1, and what you think is going to happen in season 3. We'll keep the conversation going. If you're looking for other hardcore sci-fi, like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, check out Severance on Apple TV+. We're going to be checking out on HBO Max Blade Runner Black Lotus, at least start in it. We'll see how that goes. We have some other shows in the queue that we've started or are going to be covering coming up. So we'll probably be posting more polls. So always check the polls section on the channel. We'll be checking your guys' opinions on that. Thank you very much for watching. Check out AsArt.space for all the audio and video links, and we'll see you on the next AsArt. You're upside down Marcus again.
Upside down Marcus again.
I can't think of it. I never have anything planned.